welcome everybody to the healthyconnections.biz Young Living's healthyconnections.biz team, and we are here to introduce you to their new Vitality line. Very exciting to have that. And so before we get started with all the fun stuff, though, of course, we've got to show you the disclaimer. And so there it is on the screen. Most importantly, we're not doctors. We're just sharing ways that you can empower yourself with healthy choices. So on to that, I'm going to introduce our presenters. We've got Matt Rowe speaking tonight, Bob Rowe, Elke Major, and Renee Meyer. And we're going to start with Elke, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about this Vitality.
Okay. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to be discussing Young Living's new line of Vitality essential oils, as Jane mentioned. The Vitality line of oils is very versatile and perfect for adding flavor to your favorite foods or using as a dietary supplement. Today we are going to explore some of our best loved essential oils in a variety of nutritious and delicious ways, which is a little bit different than what we've talked about on previous webinars. These oils are the same quality and grade as any of Young Living's other oils. They have just been designated as oils that can be ingested or taken orally as a supplement. The awesome thing about these Vitality oils is that they are now labeled differently than all the other oils, so that we can rest assured that they can be taken internally. Also, with the upgrade in labeling, we have gained the added benefit of having 5 milliliter bottles available, which contain approximately 80 to 100 drops of oil each. This gives us the ability to try out the oils and be creative with them at a lower cost. It also allows us the ability to gift them to others, maybe with a copy of a favorite recipe or something like that to show somebody you appreciate them. But what I like is that the bottles are all the same size, so they're easy to store, and they make a nice presentation on a kitchen shelf or counter without all the mismatch that we sometimes get with spice bottles that are all different shapes and sizes. And another great thing is that the shelf life of essential oils is much longer than it is for dried spices and herbs. So you really get some a great bang for your buck there. And the Vitality oils that we're going to talk about tonight come in 4 categories. They're separated into citrus oils, herbs, savory spices, and also nutritional supplements. When using oils in the kitchen, there are a few guidelines that we would like to bring to your attention. We need to remember that these oils are very concentrated, so a little goes a very long way. Sometimes even a drop may be overpowering, so maybe swirling a toothpick in the top of the bottle, dipped in the oil, might just do the trick, and then swirling it around in whatever you're making. Try and use glass or metal containers. And then essential oils, when they're heated, they do lose some of their therapeutic value, but the flavor is not altered. We do suggest, if you have the option, to add it in at the end of the cooking process or after the item has slightly cooled. You will retain more of the healthy values in the oils that way. But sometimes when you're baking or what, you can't do that, but it still makes a great flavor addition. And I'm going to go ahead and go right into the first category today, which is a citrus oil. And there are 8 citrus Vitality oils. They are bergamot, citrus fresh, grapefruit, jade lemon, lemon, lime, tangerine, and orange. Most of the citrus oils are cold pressed from the rinds of the fruit. This is great news since that is where most of the vitamins are located, and also there is less acid in that part, making them a friendlier option for our teeth than just the straight juice. So you'll make your dentist happy there. And the citrus oils are also rich in limonene. Try and Google that. That's some powerful stuff. Let's begin by looking at bergamot, which I didn't know was in the citrus family, so I learned something. The bergamot tree was actually brought by Columbus from the Canary Islands to Italy to a town called Bergamo in northern Italy, which is where it got its name. Bergamot is what gives Earl Grey tea its distinctive flavor, and it has the flavor that is reminiscent of a sour orange crossed with a lemon, so it's pretty tart. This is a great flavor to add to cookies or even to olive oil and based on fish. Next, we're going to talk about Citrus Fresh, which is an amazing blend of oils. It contains orange, grapefruit, mandarin, tangerine, lemon, and a tiny shot of spearmint. This blend also contains limonene, beta-pinene, and lanolol. And if you try and put a drop or two in your water, it gives you a great refreshing surprise when you're out and about. And it also has some natural electrolytes, so it's great for warm days or if you're walking out or just taking a hike or something like that. This is a very balancing yet uplifting blend. It stimulates the right side of the brain, which is a creative center, while citrus oils also help with focus and clarity, which is located in the left brain. So that was interesting to know about that. And it's really a great oil to have in your water. It's one of my favorites. The next oil is grapefruit oil. And this oil helps with feeling satisfied. So it's a great addition to a weight management routine. It tastes great when added to water or sun tea. And better yet, it's wonderful when added to a glass of wine white for a refreshing summer sangria. So if you have a bottle of white wine and you're not quite sure about it, add some grapefruit. It gives it a really nice flavor, and you're able to use that bottle of wine that you might have not used otherwise. Next is jade lemon, and this has a very lively flavor, and it's a great addition to water again. And this is another oil that makes a nice addition to sun tea, or you can even try it in a yogurt parfait with some fruit and granola. Now, lemon. This is one that we have all used, and it's a great oil. It takes 25 lemons to make 1 5 ml bottle of lemon oil. Other than making the obvious variety of lemonades, raspberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade, so on and so forth, lemon is a perfect addition to marinades and vinaigrette. It blends well with other citrus flavors, rosemary, basil, or ginger, which we'll be talking about later in some of the other oils. It's great to be used with chicken or fish, veggies, pastas, rice, or you can even add a drop to your favorite pancake recipe, and it kind of gives those a great zing in the morning. You can add a hint of lemonade to mayonnaise aioli and serve that with crab cakes or chicken salad. Or you can even add some drops of lemon oil to cake mix for an added flavor explosion, and then maybe make a citrus fresh icing to put on top of that. Or you can do that with cookies as well. This is great to add to homemade Play-Doh as well if you have kids around the house. If they get it into their mouth, it's not going to hurt them, and it has just such a lively smell to it. Mm-hmm. The next one is lime, and this is a great oil to add to guacamole. We actually have a guacamole recipe on the healthyconnections.biz website if you want to look at that. It's terrific. And you can also make a sauce for fruit salad by mixing blue agave with yogurt and 4 or 5 drops of lime oil. Or try mixing it with olive oil to glaze on salmon or add to stir fry. And once again, it's a great lime boost to add to if you have a great margarita recipe or a mojito recipe. It really adds some zing to those. Tangerine is the next oil, and this is actually the sweetest of the citrus oils in the Vitality collection. It's great for dressings, I actually like to add it to the dressing for Chinese chicken salad. It really gives it a sweet, nice kick. And it's a perfect flavor twist to add to the new Ningxia Zing drinks that Young Living has available now. And those are the carbonated drinks that they have with the Ningxia in it. And the last one is orange oil. And the Chinese were actually the ones that made the discovery that the rind of an orange was the most beneficial and contained the highest amount of vitamin C. Add this oil to a morning smoothie with frozen strawberries, a banana, a shot of Ningxia Red, and some orange oils, and it makes a great start to your morning or even an after-school treat. Orange also pairs well with chocolate. So if you're making something with chocolate, you can put a drop or a little bit into the chocolate for a great flavor twist on that. And on the screen, there's also a great fruit dip that would add a little flair to any dessert table, or maybe for Thanksgiving if you're having fruit for dessert. Valentine's Day. It would be a perfect addition there. And from here, we're going to go on to Bob, who is going to share with us about the savory herb oil.
Thank you very much, Elke. Great job. Always a tough act to follow. As with the citrus vitality grouping of 8, there's 8 herb oils, and you see those listed on the left-hand side of the herb vitality chart that Jane just posted. I'll start with basil, thyme, oregano, and rosemary vitality oils, which are all classic and beloved flavorful herbs that have been celebrated in the culinary world for years, especially in Italian dishes. They're also very supportive to the immune system. You certainly can ingest these oils by diluting with a carrier oil such as V6 or olive oil and add to a vegetarian gel capsule before ingesting every day to support a healthy lifestyle. And try these vitality oils with sauces, breads, soups, chickens, or seafood. You will get a brighter flavor using vitality essential oils compared to dried herbs. If you want a lighter flavor in your dish, as Elke mentioned earlier, you don't want to use too much, so start by just dipping a toothpick in the oil and swirling it in your preparations. Young Living's einkorn spaghetti gives you a great pairing with your vitality flavored sauces. Basil has a sweet, warm scent and flavor. This herb is found in a variety of dishes, and it is popular in both Asian and European cooking. Add to deli salads, Asian or Italian-inspired soups. It pairs well with savory foods, but you can also add its sweet, slightly peppery flavor to any meal. For example, pair basil with lime juice and melons, such as watermelon and cantaloupe, for a fresh summer treat. Moving on to olive oil and vinegars. You can make your own custom salad dressings or vinaigrettes to share with the family and friends that make great hostess gifts. Another great idea is to bring your favorite vitality oil with you the next time you're eating out. Just as Elke mentioned before, you can take these with you and really put a bust into your great, literally homemade salad dressings. Lemongrass is another great flavor profile for Asia with its bright lemony scent, but it can also support wellness and when taken as a dietary supplement in a gel capsule or as an addition to drinks. Switching gears to all natural mixology photo. Or try a sweet concoction like basil strawberry lemonade, a lemon lime spritzer, or basil grapefruit martini. That sounds good. The fun with special drink mixology is endless with Young Living's Vitality essential oils. Remember to either start with 1 drop or by dipping the toothpick in the oil, as I mentioned before. Lavender Vitality essential oil is a wonderful addition to your kitchen for creating elegant dishes that will impress your family and friends. The herb has a sweet, slightly floral flavor that pairs well with both rich and light foods. Use lavender vitality oil to conveniently add this delightful flavor to your meals. Although more popular with sweeter recipes, lavender vitality oil's benefits extend to savory dishes as well. In fact, it is sometimes included in the famous herbe de Provence, along with spices such as marjoram, thyme, oregano, and rosemary. Put a new spin on a classic meal and pair it with chicken, lamb, or even potatoes. Just a hint can enhance the flavor of your entire recipe. Again, to avoid overwhelming your food, start small. Be sure and just dip a toothpick in your oil, then swirl the toothpick in your food preparations. Add to homemade fruit jams, shortbread, pound cake, ice cream, meringue, or whipped cream recipes. All great uses of lavender essential oil. Peppermint and spearmint vitality essential oils are the last two I'm going to talk about in the herb category. They have cool flavor with benefits that include gastrointestinal comfort and normal digestion support, in addition to its great taste. As a dietary supplement, they can support healthy gut function and digestive efficiency. These benefits make it a great way to start your day or end a meal. Additionally, peppermint vitality oil as a dietary supplement may support exercise performance to help you have a great workout. Include a drop in a tall glass of cool water for a refreshing start to your morning. Just as Elke mentioned, a lot of these oils are great with water, and water is truly the staff of life. Blend with your pre-workout drink for an energizing start, or wind down after your workout with a mint-infused chocolate or vanilla protein shake. Because of its great taste, it's easy to add this versatile oil to your tea or experiment with it in your baking, like peppermint patties. Give meats and veggies a minty note by including spearmint vitality in your marinades. Make world-class home pesto by adding a drop of spearmint vitality to your minced basil. With that, I'll turn it over to Renee to talk about the spice vitality.
Thank you very much, Bob. So real quick, we'll try to honor your time, so I'll kind of zoom through a few of these, but let's talk about spices and why you may want to consider adding a few vitality oils to your spice rack or cabinet. First off, spices have a shelf life. According to marthastewart.com, whole spices that are stored in airtight containers away from sunlight and heat have a shelf life of 1 to 2 years. Whereas the ground up spices stored in airtight containers or dry areas were given 6 months. This is not a problem if you buy in bulk and cook often with various spices, but how often do you use certain spices? Some of those may sit in your cabinet for, let's say, more than 6 months. Maybe it's time to check the aroma of your spice rack, and if the scent of it is faint, it may be time to replace with a bottle of Vitality Spice. Remember, these oils are 100% therapeutic grade essential oils. There are no other additives, and they do not expire or have a shelf life. All the following Vitality spices can be placed in a vegetarian gel capsule and taken as a dietary supplement as needed. So the first one I want to go over is black pepper, and it is one of the most popular spices in the world. Its distinctive flavor makes it a common addition to many recipes, from appetizers to entrees. Young Living's black pepper essential oil you can use to spice up your favorite soup or rub or marinade recipe. If you like to make your own salad dressings, a really good addition would be black pepper. I recently added this spice to my cabinet, or this oil to my cabinet, and I'm one of those people who will welcome the flavor of pepper, but I do not appreciate biting into a large chunk of ground of pepper. It happened tonight, and I was explaining to my husband, I'm like, this is why we need to use more oils. Anyway, little side note there. So again, using your marinades for pork, beef, poultry, seafood. You can add it to roasted vegetables or homemade salad dressings, as mentioned before. If you happen to spot the video that was posted on our Healthy Connections page, it shows a variety of these used in a guacamole for a dip for your Mexican favorite. You can also use it to flavor pastas, rice, mashed potatoes, deli salads. So I'm going to move on to cinnamon. Cinnamon bark vitality essential oil is a concentrated and potent flavor that complements a variety of classic culinary treats. Not only is cinnamon bark used for its unique and spicy notes in recipes, but it's also a great dietary supplement and an important part of Thieves, Abundance, and Inner Defense essential oil blends, all by Young Living. So using cinnamon vitality oil brings a warm taste and sensation to your favorite dishes. Taking cinnamon bark as a dietary supplement can support healthy digestion and maintain a healthy immune system. You can use it in a shot of juice or in your Ningxia Red in the morning just by adding a drop or two of cinnamon. Put it in a banana smoothie to get in a new sweet level with a drop of cinnamon. I know we add it in our oatmeal almost every day. So you can substitute cinnamon bark vitality in any recipe that calls for ground cinnamon. So there, I'll just breeze through the next couple, but I wanted to mention clove and ginger. Those are two that are commonly used more so just seasonally. So we're talking about Thanksgiving, putting in pies and cookies, and I don't know about some people bake year round, but we tend to just bake during that season. So this would be a perfect oil to experiment in the bottle because again, they don't have that shelf life. They will last from year to year. These are both really good. Ginger would be good in a tea when you have a sore throat or sickness to boost that immune system. You can, again, like Elke talks about dipping a toothpick in ginger, adding it to a stir fry. All really good ways you can use these oils. So next, carrot seed vitality essential oil. And dill and celery seed are all really nice ones that you can add to roasted vegetables, salads, dips for a game. You can use celery seed, add it to your water when you're cooking rice and serve that with baked poultry. Dill is a great one, like I said, for dips, for marinade for fish or veggies. And we're still kind of high on our Bronco win from the Super Bowl, so that would have been a great one for a dip. And and I'll just end it there so we can respect everybody's time. But thank you everyone for joining us.
Yep. On to Matt.
Hi. So yeah, the last group of vitality oils is supplement vitality. So these are just great supplements that you can add into your daily routine. Like with other examples, you can add them to water or whatever, but these might have stronger flavors that you may not want to just be drinking that flavor. So Dietary, Endoflex, frankincense, and thieves. And these are all very beneficial for various parts of the body. And so I'll move on and talk about Ningxia Zing with Endoflex and frankincense with Ningxia Red. I actually had both of those things today. The Ningxia Zing with Endoflex, that was the first time me trying this today, and I really liked it. I really liked that a little bit of the sage in the Endoflex was really nice with like the fruity Zing drink. And so it was kind of like this delicious soda that I had, and it's also super healthy. And the endocrine system is important for keeping hormones in balance, and everyone wants to be not cranky, so that'll help. And then the Ningxia Red, a shot of Ningxia Red with a drop of frankincense inside is one of my favorite just general health supplements, and taking that once a day, it just helps with like everything. And frankincense specifically is really good for cellular health. And so I'll move on real quick because we're a little bit behind. Dietary. Dietary is really great for digestive health, as the name suggests. And unless you like black licorice, I would not like just put this in water or something. The black licorice, the flavor that comes from the anise, is not really my favorite flavor. So I typically would take this in a pill if I was going to ingest that. So that's probably one of the less tasty oils. But peppermint vitality also is a great one. If you want to do peppermint water, that'll really calm down your stomach and help with digestion. All right, let's move on to thieves. So thieves, I've done this before where if I was starting to feel sick, I would eat thieves in oatmeal for breakfast, just like a drop, maybe two if I'm really feeling like the sickness is coming on. but that's really strong flavors. So, but I think those flavors really go well, the cinnamon and clove, with an oatmeal, and it's surprisingly tasty. Um, and like a drop of lemon in my water with that, really, I feel like that kind of cleanses me, and helps my body fight whatever illness that I am starting to get. And so that's, again, like Thieves has a lot of different great oils. Like eucalyptus is great for respiratory, cinnamon is great for almost anything, to help your body fight any illness. So that is Thieves, and I'll move on to how to get started. So pretty much what you want to do is talk to whoever invited you to the class, and they will help you sign up. But you can also sign up online by yourself. Make sure to get the person that invited you, their number, their employee number, Young Living number, and once you fill in the online application, you'll see a spot for that number, just so that they get credit for sharing Young Living with you. And other than that, starter kits are great values. So you can start becoming a member, and then you get 24% off everything else you buy after that. No monthly minimum purchases, and you just have to get one starter kit to start. And it's a small amount each year, $50 about. So yeah, I think I'll hand it off to my mom. She'll finish it.
Yep. Thanks, Matt. And thanks, Elke and Renee and Bob for presenting. And we invite you to our next class, which is in a couple of weeks. And it's all about sleep health. And that's a very important, nothing works right if you don't get enough sleep. So we invite you to do that. And now what I'm going to do is stop share, and then stop the recording, and we'll just be done. So happy Valentine's Day, that's coming up. We hope everybody has a great weekend, and thanks for joining us.